Westwood High School Sports Complex in Washington Township, New Jersey. WCTV, in cooperation with the Westwood football team and the Passaic Valley football team, is proud to present football game this beautiful autumn night, the first Saturday in autumn between Passaic Valley and Westwood. Hello, everybody. I'm Larry LaFury along with John Francola. John, we have a game here tonight. Both teams, we looked at them, we've been talking to both coaches. We've been going over the stats. They are as even as can be. This game can go either way, and both have a feeling that they could win and start something very important going on as we get into October, as we get closer and closer to the playoffs.
Absolutely, Larry. It's at a point in time. One team is 1-2, the other team is 1-1. So you got to start winning so you can compete for that state tournament.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Passaic Valley. We had a nice talk with their coach, Max Wassel. He came out, some of his assistants came out and talked to us. And, John, they said something that you picked up and you spoke with them, you and I both agreed is really important when you're trying to start a program.
Well, when you look at the Passaic Valley team, the Hornets, 8 out of the 11 coaches all graduated from Passaic Valley. And this is the only way you keep the players there. And you're able to get schools. Both coaches went to next level, so they know how to get people out there. So to me, if you keep everybody home, can you imagine Washington Township, if everybody in Washington Township went to Westwood? Who would win every year?
Well,
Westwood.
You're looking at the quarterback, number 14, Damian Cribbs, for Passaic Valley. We were talking to the coaches, and they were telling us the very talented Ramsey team that came here a couple of weeks ago, and we had them. They said they had Ramsey on the ropes, a couple of plays here and there, and they lost the game. They do have a very good team with Cribbs as the quarterback, McInerney as the running back. They are going to be a very difficult task for Westwood. Now, let's get to the Westwood. If Westwood could win this game and steady the ship, they had a tough game last week against Riverdale. Riverdale always gives Westwood trouble. Always. Westwood has to fight hard to win those games. Sometimes they pull it off. But last week was a tough loss.
And that game was close for them to win. You know, 1 or 2 plays goes the other way. Westwood goes home with a big win.
Yeah, we were talking to the athletic director, Danny Vivino, here, and he was giving us the breakdown of what happened last Saturday. That game was moved from a Friday night to a Saturday at 11 o'clock. Westwood was leading. They were doing well. And then, like everything else, John, when you're a young team like Westwood, we've said this that many times we've covered Westwood, it's a sophomore, junior, laden team. They're learning how to win. But when you play a seasoned team with outstanding coaches like Coach Nymphius, DJ Nymphius, you've got to play your A game. You can't make mistakes. And down the end, Westwood made some mistakes, just enough to push Riverdale over the top. It looked like when you first read it, Westwood got beat pretty good. But no, that game was close the entire way. Westwood led for a good portion of that game. So you got a very young team in Westwood playing a very good team, Passaic Valley. I want to say this is the first time, I believe, I could be wrong, we have to go back to the archives, it's the first time that we at WCTV covered Passaic Valley.
You're 100% correct.
Yeah, I believe I'm going back now. We go back to 1987 covering Westwood, and so we're looking forward to covering the team. They got outstanding coaches. These guys, you could really see they really enjoy their kids. They love the game. They want to impart their knowledge, and we'll see how this works out. Prior to the game, this will be senior night. The seniors of Westwood, the football team, the cheerleaders, and the band will be introduced with their parents as they walk through the Ring of Honor as they are seniors leaving. We usually do this the last game of the year, but they pushed it up. You never know what's going to happen the end of October. So we look forward to honoring the seniors who were here for 4 years, and we'll be introducing them very shortly. After that, we start the game. Passaic Valley, Westwood. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned.
Good evening and welcome to Westwood Regional Junior Senior High School for today's North Jersey Super Football Conference game between the Passaic Valley Hornets and your Westwood Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is our band, cheer, and football senior night, where we take a moment to recognize and thank all of our seniors and their families. Congratulations to all of our honorees here tonight. We will start with football. First, we have Tayo Amusan, escorted by his mother, Oiza, brother Sayo, and grandmother Abigail. Next, we have Mitch Goodson, accompanied by his parents, Hannah and Mitchell, brother Xavier, and sister Zaya. Next, we have Kevin Kim. Kevin is accompanied by his parents, Jake and Mia. Next, we have Jonathan Ruff, accompanied by his parents, Vinny and Lisa, and brother Vincent. Captain Thomas Linares, accompanied by his mother Sarah and father Tom. Next is John Mathis, accompanied by his parents, George and Nancy. Next is Silvio Picanich, accompanied by his parents, Carla and Anthony, and his sisters, Sophie and Cameron. And finally, we have Sam Rosas, accompanied by his father, Mauricio, and sister, Sophia. Thank you to our senior football players. Congratulations. Our first senior cheerleader is Christina Dada, escorted by her mother Jamie, father Ben, sister Natalie, and brother Benny. Next is senior Gianna Lacombe, escorted by her mother Debbie, father Jason, and sister Ella. Next is senior Sydney Leeds, escorted by her mother Wendy, father John, and sister Madeline. Next is Gianna Miskovitz, escorted by her mother, Kathy Cassidy, father Craig Miskovitz, and brother CJ. Next is Alyssa Ravenati, escorted by her mother Barbara, father Lou, and sister Leah. Our final senior cheerleader tonight is Carolyn Saunders, escorted by her mother Mary, father Michael, sister Kate, and brothers Michael and John. Thank you to all of our senior cheerleaders and congratulations. And now for our band and color guard. First we have drum major Leslie Santos, escorted by her mother Sonia, father Seb, sister Lindsay, and brother Jose. Next is drum major James Stickle, escorted by his parents Mary Ellen and Bob Stickle. Next we have Alexandria Reynolds, escorted by her parents Mark Reynolds and Jamie Chauffeur Reynolds, and her sister Olivia Reynolds. Next is Catherine Chung, escorted by her parents, David and Agatha Chung, and her brother Elijah. Next is Madhusha Palampati, escorted by her parents, Aparna and Lakshmi Palampati, and her sister Pranavi Palampati. Next we have Emma Metzger, escorted by her mom, Cynthia Metzger, and her sister, Isabella Metzger. Next is Iris Ballard, escorted by her mother, Daria Ballard, and father Adam Ballard, with brother Phoenix. Next is Allison Ferner, escorted by her parents, Tim and Lily Ferner, and her brother Patrick. Next we have Michael Kazigian, escorted by his parents, Charlotte and Mike Kazigian, and his brother Robert. Next we have Kaylee Clappish, escorted by her mother, Christy Clappish. Next is John Tedesco, escorted by brother Tommy, mother Jenny, and father Tom. Next is senior John Bergen, escorted by his parents, Michelle and Joseph Bergen. Next we have Sonia Montez, escorted by friends Emma Crumray. And our final senior tonight is Adrian Smith, escorted by her mother Sandra, stepfather Tom, sisters Amory, Ava, and Aideen, and brother Adam. Congratulations to all of our seniors. We'd like to welcome the Hornets of Passaic Valley, led by their head coach, Max Rossum. At this time, we ask that everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Westwood High School Marching Band. umpire Darren Dickinson, linesman Scott Phillip, line judge Sean Butler, field judge
Introduction of the seniors football team, followed by the cheerleaders, and then the band that came through that big balloons with their parents. John and you and I did that many years ago, but I still remember it
Oh.
with my kids coming through doing that here at the high school, the old hayfield, and it was special, and I'm sure it was very special for these youngsters, and their parents are going to remember it
Forever
for a
and
long time.
ever.
I think sometimes we, the parents, remember that more than the kids, that we enjoyed it so much that the 4 years, you talk to the parents now, they'll tell you, boy, did the 4 years go by fast, huh?
It flies, Larry.
Yeah, sure does. And so the captains are going to the field.
Joe DeFeo,
Kevin Kim, along with Tom Linares.
Obviously, he's
playing
not
today.
playing.
No, he's not playing. He's not ready.
seniors
And for, let's see, St. Valley, you have Dominic Miola, number 2. Looking number 39. Let's get all their numbers. Number 8
Number 8, yeah.
is Joe DeFeo. He does their kicking.
Oh, we're missing the 2 in the middle.
Yeah,
Looks like
59 and
56.
We got the 2 numbers.
59 is,
Derek Caceres.
and 56 is
Matt Boscaiano.
Boscaiano.
That's a nice name.
Nice little Italian name, I think.
So
Boscaiano.
We're all ready to go. People are filing in for a 7 o'clock game. Some games tonight started at 6. We got some scores from the great Brian Carr. We'll pass them on to you as he sends them through it. Westwood's cheerleaders are ready to go. The officials are at the 50-yard line. They're getting ready to break up. Westwood will receive the ball first. Dropping deep is John Ruff. And I believe
We got to wait.
yeah, we have to wait. Ruff and Lawton are deep.
The feeling of the kickoff.
Mancini will kick. And we are just about ready.
Oh, look at those numbers are beautiful right
Oh,
now.
boy, we can read them.
21, 25, 26. Oh, my
I don't
goodness.
have to run binoculars tonight.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Here we go. It's coming down. Lawton will have it at the 15. Gets a hole and gets knocked down at the 35-yard line, where Westwood will take over 1st and 10.
Caden Rodriguez on the tackle, number 34.
Carthage will be the quarterback. The A-back will be Silvio Pijanich. He'll start as the A-back. We'll see who else is starting here for Westwood. Busanich is one of the wide receivers, along with Ruff way out to the right.
And you got 44. You got Dugan in the game
Yeah.
right there. Sophomore.
Hand off to Pijanich. Hits the line. Nothing. Gets to the 45. He might have got a yard. We'll give him no gain.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going to pick up 59, I believe, was the tackler. Derek Caceres. They look like Don Bosco uniforms.
Oh, thrown out. Overthrows caught Lawton. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10. What you don't want if you're Westwood, you don't want 3 and out. And Passaic Valley would love 3 and out on the 45-yard line. So
Absolutely.
3rd and 10 now. Lawton is going to go out to the right.
Look at those beautiful numbers, though, Larry.
Yeah, along with Ruff. Wasanich is here in front of me. Carthage is running. He's running for his life.
Yep.
He's got a little room on the outside.
He's picking up a lot right here.
And he's
First down.
He eludes a tackle and gets across the first down walk at the 45-yard line for a first down.
He ran about 30.
5, 10, 15. He ran to almost 20 yards.
At least, well, he went 10 or 15, probably about 35 yards on that play.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Nice speed by him. Turn on the Jets. So it took him out. Well, it's 4th down.
They said he stopped out of bounds.
Oh,
They
geez.
said he stepped out of bounds.
A long 5.
Yeah, he did cross the 45. But
All right.
they stepped out of bounds.
That's a no-no.
Well, Bilgan kicks, nice kick, coming down and going to hit and gets out of bounds. It was watched by McNerney, their running back.
On a 33-yard line, 34-yard line.
So the Hornets, Passaic Valley, will take over. Their quarterback is a sophomore, Damian Cribbs. He's number 14. The running back is Dylan McNerney. He was back for the punt just a few seconds ago. And we'll see how the rest of them come out here. Calvin Woodall, number 3, all the way to the left. And Abu Bakr Ramadan is in front of me. Cribbs keeps the ball and falls to the 35-yard line, a pickup of about 3, be 2nd and 7.
Stopped by Tom Busenich on the stop after 3 yards.
Across the line, do this quickly for the Hornets. Kostic, Caceres, O'Hare, Boscano, and Monaco. That's their offensive line. That's a good one, too. So it picked up 3. We'll give it 2nd and 7 for the Hornets. Woodall will come out to the right. Ramadan will go out to the left. McNerney is next to Cribbs. Cribbs calls signals. Keeps it. Goes around the right side.
The sophomore.
One block, one tackler, drops just short of the 39-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and maybe 6. Let's see. Depends where they spot that.
And Rob Carthage on the stop that time.
So it's going to be
3rd down.
3rd and 4, a long 4. I like long 4 as opposed to a short 5.
I agree. Feels like I'm going to make it. When you tell me a short 5, I'm not going to make it. 5, fine. You know, that's long. That's half of the 10.
Cribbs calling signals, rolls to his left, looking, throws downfield, and it's caught with a
Nice
great
catch.
by Calvin Woodall. Boy, he caught the ball, came down and had his both feet in bounds.
Great
Another
job.
First down, great throw.
Well, the only person who could catch it that time was number 3, Calvin Woodall. Nice size and his sight. Well, he's strong 5'10", by 160.
The ball is at midfield on the 50-yard line. Yeah, Woodall will now go to the, let's see, they got, McNerney comes out here.
You got twins to the right.
Yeah, that would be Ramadan and McNerney. McNerney moves away. He gets the handoff, breaks away from a couple of tackles, is hit after a pickup of about 3, maybe 4 yards.
A slew. I'm going to give it to 26 for Westwood. Luke Biello with a freshman.
Oh, yeah, he's
I
good.
love to call that name.
He is good.
That's a beautiful Luke. A freshman with. I got to give him the tackle. I know there was other people, but I'm giving it to Biello.
You just like to call the name.
I like the name. It's It's a romantic name.
I've been told. I've been told by some of the people here at Westwood
That he's romantic?
Yeah, no. No. You get in trouble with his father. That he is it's somebody. He's a young man to keep your eye on. He is a good one.
You know, that's the first time this year that we kid around like that. Larry.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
We'll go back. We're going back to seriousness.
Woodall on a jet sweep, and he's
Oh, what a
dropped for
job.
loss.
Number 8,
Cassidy.
Kosas. Tom Kosas with a forward roll and a tackle.
The tackle for loss for the Cardinals. First hit by Tom Busenich in the backfield. Cleaned up by
10.
Constantini.
You're back.
So now
3rd and 10.
this is Passaic Valley's second 3rd and 10. They converted the first one on a great catch. Great throw, great catch. Woodall, who made that catch, is out here to the right in front of me. to the left. McInerney is set behind next to Cribbs.
Well, he's going to the left.
And Cribbs is going to be dropped for a loss from the backside. He was chased by Bucinich and looks like Dugan.
Dugan, number 44 on that. Had a nice cut.
On third down by number 44, Jack Dugan.
Dugan's a junior.
Hornets, 4th and 13 from the 46.
Laughlin is back with Carthage, it looks like. I think DeFeo looking to kick. Bad snap, but he gets it. Nice kick. Lawton will have it. He gets it at the 23 and is tackled on the 26-yard line where Westwood will take over. 1st and 10. There is no score with 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter here on the campus of Westwood High School in Washington Township, New Jersey. Passaic Valley and Westwood are playing. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer cable access group from the Township of Washington, Bergen County, New Jersey. Got to say that because there's 3 or 4 Washington Townships in Washington to make sure they know it's us.
Well, we can always associate to Italy, that's all. All the Italians that live in Washington Township.
Ruff and Lawton are out to the left. I think Dugan is also in the slot. Carthage calling signals. Hands off to Piscinich. Piscinich stays on his feet and is tackled from behind, but he falls forward to the 30-yard line.
4 yards on the carry. And tackle was made by number 4. And that's Dylan McNerney. Made the stop.
So we have Dugan, Lawton, and Ruff out to the left.
I love trips to the left or right.
Pitch out here to Piscinich. And boy, he gets hit from the inside. What a play by that defensive player.
Looks like number 8 and number 1, Abukar Ramadan, and number 8 was Joe DeFeo. Oh, Mamma Mia.
Boy, did DeFeo come over from almost from the center of the field and came and made that tackle. 3rd and 9. That's a nice play when you see that.
Larry, Joe DeFeo abita in Italia.
This is Lawton on a jet sweep. Lawton's at the 30. He's
got
at the
plenty
40.
of room.
And he's knocked out of bounds on the 50-yard line.
A saving tackle by number 6, Johnny Butcher. Great run by
Lawton. That was all Kobe Lawton. His speed and his ability to get to the outside. The ball is on the 49-yard line of Westwood. 1st and 10. Empty backfield. Carthage wants to throw out here. He has his man. And that was diagnosed very nicely as Silvio Piscinich was dropped for a loss, a 5-yard loss.
By number 3, Calvin Woodall on the stop.
You know,
Larry, that was
good defense. Sometimes you work on film. You see how they line up when they do it. You prepared for it, and when the play runs, you're right there, and you drop them for loss. That was a nice play.
could have faked the pass and run with the ball.
He could have. Maybe
He saw that it was dead and go right straight to the left.
Busanovic out to the right.
That'll be
To
in
the left.
play next.
Sorry. Nice. Oh, what a throw that was. Right down the middle to Dugan. And Dugan gets to the 45-yard line. What a bullet that was, right over the middle.
Absolutely. 17 on the stop is Stavros Markigiannis. I love that name. That's the best.
Piscinich is in this slot. Sonic is out to the left. Carthage is back. Wants it all. Throws downfield. It's going to be overthrown. He had looking for his man.
He had two on a
Is that
on a fly.
That Lawton? Yeah.
Third down, Carthage looking for Colby Lawton down.
So now it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Oh, you're right. It was two. Lawton. Nice spree on Lawton that time.
Well, he got it out there. I tell you one thing about Carthage. He's got an arm.
He's got an arm. I like him at quarterback. A sophomore.
All right, big fourth down now. Carthage wants to run. He's being chased. Throws, and it's knocked out of bounds. nicely. Defended very nicely by Redden. So Passaic Valley holds on that 4th down. They will take over 1st and 10. You could see these teams, John, are even. I mean, you could just see it now.
Yep.
Just the way this game's going to be.
Well, you know, both teams looking for a win. You know,
Yeah, no, they.
Passaic Valley's 1-2. They lost to Ramsey. Everybody's going to lose to Ramsey, and then of course I believe Eastside.
Eastside, that's a good team. Eastside, we don't
Yeah.
see much of them. That's a good team. They beat Mawa.
And Mawa. Yeah, Mawa is good. Always a good team.
Cribbs hands off to McNerney. He hits the line.
Well, he's still
Straight-
running.
Yeah. He may have picked up 2 on a great effort forward. Yeah, give him 3.
I thought Luke Biello may have been on a tackle, but it was concealed. He's the
Oh, there's the happy bird.
he's happy. Remember we always had him. He was sad and angry at times.
No.
Look at it. Look at the way when he gives you the side view. Come on, with all those teeth looking at you, I don't want no part of that bird.
Cribbs. Oh, great play
Big
in
sack.
there. Cribbs tried to get the ball off, but he just couldn't do it.
John Matkes.
Mackis played that beautifully and drops Cribbs for a loss, a big loss.
He didn't go for the fake, that's for sure. And he built the crowd up. The crowd is here. They're all clapping. My goodness, listen to this crowd.
3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score. The game has been played between the 30-yard line, not even the 40-yard line.
We got a little trips to the right.
Yep.
One
Trips.
of my favorite formation.
Cribbs is back. He's a sophomore. Cribbs, look, flips one downfield. Overthrown, intended for Woodle. And that's going to bring up a 4th and long. And Passaic Valley will be forced to punt.
You know, Larry, that time, if Woodall just ran the pattern, it would have fell right in his hands.
He might have, yes.
He
Yeah.
stopped and looked and then didn't get into the afterburners.
Riverdale has beaten Demers 21-13. Demers is a good team. Westwood's going to have to face them end of October, thereabouts. Lawton is back. Almost blocked.
Nice punt.
And Lawton called for fair catch. Has it at about the 32-yard
1,
line,
2.
where Westwood will take over again. This will be their 3rd possession. 1st and 10. There is no score with 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer cable access group from the Township of Washington.
We got to get ready here, Larry. It's nothing. We got to wake up here. Get
Oh,
that crowd.
I
We
like
got to
it.
get that crowd going. No, we are. Isn't it
like this.
great getting back doing football games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. My 3-shot later.
We have Dugan, Lawton, and Ruff to the left. Throws downfield, almost intercepted. That was Prisinich as the quarterback as he got in there.
Yeah, he was looking to hit 44 Jack Dugan.
That was broken up very easily, very nicely.
And number 17 was also in the midst. Stravos Markigianis. I love that name.
Macrijanius.
I love that name. That is beautiful. I can give a little Italian to that pretty soon.
Oh yeah, that'd work.
Macrigianis.
Oh, that'd work. Yeah.
Markigiano. No, that's a beautiful.
That's a
beautiful
screen
name.
pass to Prisinich, and he might have enough for a first down.
It's
Silvio
close.
Prisinich, he played one play as a quarterback. Now he's back to his 8-back position.
They're moving it. I'm going to give 54 to tackle Sean O'Hare.
All right. This is Prisinich. Now let's see. He's quarterbacking. Yeah. No, he's the 8-back. He's going to run the ball.
Oh, six
Cartridge
to the
comes in now.
quarterback.
And we throws out to Prisinich. Block, no good. Nice play as he came up.
Number 14, yes. Thank you. Cribbs. Damian Cribbs made the stop. Well, Silvio Pisanic is the running back at this point, and your quarterback is 6. Now, and what Carthage does, he runs about 4 miles for every game. He runs out and gets the play for the coach.
Yep.
Sometimes he prepares the play.
Pisanic looks, throws to the outside.
Wide open
has
there.
him in. That's Lawton. Lawton has one
Hell
man
of a
miss.
move.
Another man miss, and he falls across the 45-yard line.
First down.
Lawton for 15 yards. Cardinal, first down.
So it's a first down for the Cardinals as they get to the 45-yard line.
That was a great throw that time from
That's
Carthage.
a tough throw to John. You're throwing the ball across. The field was 50 and a half yards wide. He threw the ball about 25 yards.
That
just
looked good.
Sideways.
That young man is improving every week.
Oof.
Number 6.
He's
And
an
he runs several miles each time.
pitch out here to Lawton. And Lawton is dropped as he crosses the 45-yard line. No gain.
Stopped by Joe DeFeo, representing Italy tonight. I used to know DeFeo in Pennsylvania.
Joe DeFeo.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Busanic is to the left. The rest of the team is tight. Going to throw it here to Lawton. They want to give Lawton the ball as much as possible. But boy, is Valley on top of him.
He was hit.
And drops him for a loss.
He was.
We're at the 40-second mark. That might be the last play of the first quarter. We'll see.
It looks like number 56 was the one who made the initial stop. Matt Boscino.
And I think that could be the last play of the quarter as the ball is on the 47-yard line of Passaic Valley. It'll be a third down and 14 yards to go for a first down. And that's it. That'll be the end of the quarter. Westwood will talk it over. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 14 on the 47. There is no score between Passaic Valley and Westwood. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington. Did you know, John,
Yes.
that all WCTV programs and our digital bulletin board are simulcast on the free local BTV app? We're on BTV now. They can't get rid of us. Watch for free anywhere in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut metropolitan area on your smartphone and laptop, or you can stream it to your television. Sit back and enjoy it. Sign up for free streaming on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple, and Android for many local TV stations. To view WCTV, Seaway and John, select Community at the bottom of the page. Programs can also be recorded. Go to the App Store or localbtv.com. You can also download the link on WCTV.us. So we're on the
BTV.
BTV.
Is that out of California?
That's out of, yeah, but it's up here in the Northeast. Somehow, I don't know how they work that. Yeah. All right, here we go. 3rd and 14. First play of the second quarter. Pisanic was in motion. They throw out to him. He's got some room. And he is going to be dropped at the...
He's
shy by a little bit.
A little bit.
I tell you, he came from the far side. He ran about 40 yards before he caught that ball.
And he's short by, what, 2
A
yards?
yard,
2 yard and a half?
Oh, you got to go for it, I guess.
He'll take a breather. Pisanic will take a breather, and in comes Tom Kosas, number 8. And that poor young man runs about 3-4 miles a day, the quarterback. Carthage.
Pisanic's going to stay in. He might have just got...
All right.
All right, this is a big whoop.
Oh,
And that's it.
a little dance step.
That's how the Giants lost in Washington.
Oh, my God. Please let's not talk about that one.
I could talk about it now. It's a week and a half over.
Larry, I jumped up cheering. they won. They're going to win. And all of a
Nah,
sudden,
you never cheer until they go into the locker room, take their pads off, take a shower, and on their way to the bus. Then you start cheering.
then I wanted to wake up my wife.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
yell at her about it.
My wife just shuts the door.
Oh, my God.
Puts earplugs in.
That hurt. Well, let's hope Sunday we have a turnaround.
Carson looking, slips away, gets out of the pocket, throws downfield, has
Great
his man
throw.
Dugan across the 20-yard line.
First down.
This is the deepest any team has been inside the 20. We'll see where the mark is.
What a great throw.
Carson can throw when you run left.
On the
and
run.
throw.
6 to Dugan, Cardinals first down.
So it's a first down for the Cardinals.
And you're right. This is the closest any team has been.
They're deep, down about the 17-yard line. Carson looks, throws. That's Lawton as he gets whacked around.
That was rough on the reception.
Was it rough?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's rough. Number one. Thank you.
What he did, it looks like he was throwing to somebody else, but then Ruff picked it up.
That's a way of covering. Kosich off left side. Picked up a couple.
I got number 8, one of the stoppers, Joe DeFeo, becoming one of my favorites.
Keep calling his name.
I know that. Let's see, Joe DeFeo,
Constantinides is in for Westwood.
6'1", 175.
Constantinides and Dugan move to the left. Carson looking, lobs downfield. He has Dugan wide open.
Wide open.
There goes Dugan in for a touchdown. What a nice play. It looked like it might have just confused a little.
14 yards.
Passaic Valley might have been just a little bit confused on that play. And Westwood scores first, and they take a 6-0 lead.
That was an excellent job on that, Larry. Faking to one way and then throwing the ball to the other side, wide open to Dugan. And a touchdown, 14-yard touchdown.
Kick is up, and it is good. So it's 9 minutes, 57 seconds to go on a Dugan catch from Carthage. It's 7-0 Westwood over Passaic Valley. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the Township of Washington. I think we got some scores coming in here. At the end of the first quarter, I'm way off. I thought DePaul and St. Peter's Prep would have would be a lot of scoring. There's no score.
Defense supreme, both
Yeah.
teams.
No score. Wow. DePaul is driving from what we can tell. This is Ralph DeLuca reporting for WCTV. Ramsey leads 14. This is Brian Carr. Ramsey leads. Don't tell you who they're playing. Listen, it's a lot better than saying the scores are, you're saying 14-7 like that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
No score.
It would be nice to hear.
Park Ridge is leading Hasbrook Heights 7-0.
From about the 10-yard
Yeah.
line. Number 5.
This is Redden, and he stays on his feet as he gets close to the 25-yard line. We'll try giving you some scores. Keep us up to date. I tell you what, that DePaul, the St. Peter's game.
What a game that'll be.
Woof.
Two outstanding defenses, plenty of athletes.
Boy, did I make a mistake. I was with this guy McCarthy from McCarthy Report. I thought there'd be like 50 points scored. 50. So I said, I bet you they'll score 59 points between the both of them. I don't think they're going to make 59 points.
No. Defense supreme.
I don't think they're going to make 39 points.
So Dugan scored the touchdown, then kicked the extra point, right? So he got 7 points.
He did everything.
Did everything.
Cribs calling signals. McNerney falls forward for a couple. So McNerney picks up, let's see where the spot's going to be. I'll give him 2. So Dillon picks up 2, second down and 8.
Yeah, about 8 yards, long 8. Seven to nothing. 9:19 to go in the first half. It's been a great football game. Nice, a lot of hitting. Not too many penalties.
No. Oh.
This is what I like. This is what should be a game. I may have done that. I shouldn't have said it. Oh, there it is. See that? I just said it.
There you go. There goes the second penalty right after John. Now watch this. Watch this snowball come down the mountain. So Westwood is offside.
Yep. Keep your mouth shut, Johnny.
We were sailing along so nice here.
Yeah, you know what? We need a breather at time. You know, got to lubricate those.
McNerney
throw
gets away from Busanic. Can't get away and stays on his feet and finally is tackled. There were so many people around him.
Number 7, Adrian Carazana on the stop, but
so that's a loss. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Under 9 minutes to go in the half. 3rd and 7.
See those are beautiful.
I like
uniform.
The
good combination, the green to the white is beautiful.
And you could see it.
My goodness,
I don't
can we
need
see
the binoculars. I see the numbers clearly.
These are fantastic.
Got no excuse tonight.
No.
There's a delay draw to McNerney. And maybe a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th down. I think they're going to have. Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to have to punt. So Joe DeFeo, who John loves to mention, will do the kicking. Carthage is back, along with Lawton. I tell you, for Westwood, 2 outstanding athletes back there. And both underclassmen, one a junior, one a sophomore, with Carthage being the sophomore. DeFeo hits a nice hop one.
Opening right there.
Taken by Carthage. And the Carthage gets to about the 40-yard line. Good field position for the Cardinals of Westwood as they take over. Phase 10 with 7:16 to go. Westwood leads 7-0. They're going to try to build on that lead.
So Redden and William Phillips on the stop that time. We got to get all these young men mentioned in the game.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got here.
That's a great shot there. Well, not that one. I don't like score. That's what I like.
That's a nice. Listen, got to say, Westwood has nice numbers. Red, the white on the red just
Very
jumps
easy.
right up on you. Looks good.
Well, Larry,
no problem.
They know that the 2 of us are
are
up in
blind.
age. And we're blind.
Pistonage is to the right of Carthage. Carthage wants to run. This is a run. Carthage to the 30. Carthage runs out of bounds inside the 25. That was a run from the beginning. That wasn't I'm going to pass and take off.
And the run and the run was changing speeds in order to get the 10, 15, 20 yard.
That was
play.
did a
That's
great
what
job.
you have to do as a runner. Change speed. This way people have to adjust to your speed.
And he waited for the blocks to come.
That's correct. That's the second part of it. Probably the more important part of it. Wait for your blocking.
1st and 10. Here we go around the side. This is Lawton. Ooh, you heard that hit all the way up here.
Yeah, that was number 17 on the hit. And that's Stavros Marchigiani's.
Tackled by Marchigianis. Jet sweep. Colby Lawton gains 2. Second down now.
Whoops, 2nd down now.
From the Westwood, from the Hornets 20-yard line.
It's been a great game. Beautiful day to play football, though. My God.
This is the first Saturday of autumn. I'm not a big autumn winter. I want to go to bed December and get up sometime in April. But this is a beautiful night. Carthage looking, has his man. He's got a touchdown to Lawton. What a throw, what a pass. And Lawton split the defense. Kobe Lawton split the defense between, I believe it could be the safety and a linebacker, and Carson delivered a perfect pass. We could see it from up here because it's to our right and we're high. Perfect view. What a great
You
shot.
saw the opening and then the 3, 4, 5 yards, and then of course the throw was perfect into the arms.
You make a play
of
like
Lawton.
that, you just tip your hat and move on. Dugan puts it up and knocks it through. No penalties. So with 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the first half, Westwood takes a 14-0 lead over Passaic Valley. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer group from the township of Washington. A lot of athleticism between the quarterback and the wide receiver, Carthage and Lawton. This is what Westwood has. They may be young, but they have athleticism. McNerney somehow gets out of and is running down the sidelines, the far sidelines, and Dugan knocks him out of bounds about the 43-yard line. All right, let's see this. Let's try this
Watch
again.
this replay. As you can see, Westwood, before they scored that touchdown.
Third time a charm.
40-yard return.
Now watch your quarterback with the ball. He's got the receiver down, and he throws a soft pass right over the defenders in the hand of Lawton, and a 20-yard pass touchdown. That's the way you throw a pass. It doesn't have to be hard. You got to make sure that nobody gets it. Great job by our camera people on that.
1st and 10. Cribbs looks, throws downfield. And let's see what they're going to call. Out of bounds. It was caught, but out of bounds.
It was a battle with Ruff.
Yeah, Ruff's had it.
Ruff and number 5 were fighting. Redden.
Just got a report from Ralph DeLuca. Prep was winning 7-0.
Against DePaul?
Yep. They blocked the field goal and ran it back for a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you, Ralph.
That's unbelievable.
The great Brian Carr setting scores, John. 6-0, 3-0, 12-6. Figure out who's playing. No, he's not. He's not doing that.
A little blitz.
Pitch out here to
Number 5.
Redden. And Redden will have a
first down.
Nope, he's going to be short a little bit. Riverdale 21, Denver's 13, Passaic Valley 21, Bergenfield 14, Paramus 21, Mawa nothing. Wow. John and I looking at each other. Pompton Lakes 10, Glen Rock 7, Passaic Tech 28, Kennedy nothing. Ramapo 36, Lakeland nothing. Ooh,
My goodness. Well,
Ramsey-
Lakeland is smaller.
Ramsey 21, West Milford 7. Westwood will play some of those teams, West Milford, Mawa, Lakeland. Cribbs takes off,
First down.
and he gets knocked out of bounds about the 40. Let's make it the 43-yard line.
Sophomore did a nice job there. Damian Cribbs.
Let's see. I mean, we talked a lot about the Westwood athleticism. This Passaic Valley, they have a nice quarterback who's a sophomore. Damian Cribbs. They have him at 5'11", 165.
He's a solid
sophomore.
5'11".
Yeah, well, you know, he's going to be 6'1" in a year or two.
And you know what? The way he runs, he waits for his blocking, and he passes. He's got a good arm. You have an excellent quarterback for at least a couple of more years, for sure.
Ramadan is way out to the right, Passaic Valley. Cribbs steps away from one would-be tackler and gets whacked. Boy, Westwood is coming from all over to get him. So,
And that was 52, was one of the Matkis and Constantinides on the sack.
and that Mactus, he was chasing him all over the place. There he is, the senior. I mean, if he would have hit him from behind, he was chasing him.
That's number 52. Second and about 12.
Cribbs inside, hand up, nothing. maybe
Well,
Costantinides with the
Yeah,
stop.
number 72 underneath was the one who initially made the stop.
Closing up that middle.
That's Usher. He made the initial hit and helped for his
Tackled
friends.
by Yanni Costantinides.
So 3rd down and 11.
You got to give a half a tackle on 72 that time.
All right.
At least a
Hey,
half.
they do that. Statistically, they do. They do half tackles.
Number 72.
Ramadan is out to the left. Cribs back. Has some time.
A lot of time.
Throws downfield. Oh, it's intercepted by Lawton. As the ball was overthrown, may have been tipped. And Lawton stays on his feet as he gets to the 40-yard line. So a turnover. The ball was just slightly overthrown. It might have been tipped. And it went right to Lawton for the interception. So Westwood will take over on the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4:13 to go. They lead 14-0 as the ball is spotted on the 39-yard line of Westwood.
Larry's only a junior, Lawton.
Oh,
He's got great speed, great hand, and great football savvy.
wow. Lawton comes out in the slot. Ruff is out to the right. Inside is Dugan. Pissanich looking. He's the quarterback now. He's running. He's trying to get away. And he gets the ball. I tell you what, and a penalty comes flying in. Let's see what it is. He
Two
got away
flag.
from a couple of would-be tacklers. Let's see what they're going to call.
He had two flags.
It was on the. I saw the one way on the far side, and I think it's going to be against Westwood. Let's see.
Maybe it.
Let's see what the ref says.
Let's-
Illegal man downfield.
That's exactly right.
Well, when you're running around like that and you go back 20 yards,
You're right.
your lineman can't go more than I think 4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Let me see the.
And they were running down the field. That's a 10-yard penalty. This is the interception. I don't know if you're going to see if there's a tip. No, I don't think so.
There's a tip to number 2, Lawton. That was the interception.
So 1st and 20 now for Westwood on that penalty. Illegal man downfield. This is Carson. He's running for his life.
He
He
got
gets
some
away.
moves.
Throws that. Has his man. That's Lawton.
First
And Lawton
down.
gets it 50-yard line, but we have the.
I saw something. A handkerchief
Yeah.
went up.
Another penalty. And the referee says another illegal man downfield.
Illegal man.
Killed by the Cardinals.
And he's a tall referee, this young man, isn't he? When he extended his arm, he was touching 8.5 feet. And the white hat carries a lot of power.
Well, they're going to back him up another 10 yards, which
Look
is
at this.
all right. Let's see now. Westwood's got to get to the 49-yard line, and they're on the 29-yard line.
20 plus
First and
yards.
20. The only good thing about it is first down. And we have a timeout. So 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Westwood leads Passaic Valley 14-0 here on the campus of Westwood High School in Washington Township, Bergen County, New Jersey. 1st and 10 now as we get ready to start. Nice hole on the right side.
Gain of about six
Yeah.
yards.
Pissanich gets up to about the 35, picks up some of those penalty yards, bring up a 2nd down, and we'll call it just about 15. Just about. Kosich calling signals, rolls to his right, throws down. The ball was caught, but they're going to say out of bounds. Caught by Ruff,
He bobbled it.
and he also bobbled it, they said.
If
I
not,
thought he was just out of bounds, but he said he bobbled it.
was doing a great job with his feet.
Yeah,
he
he
forgot
did.
about his hand.
Coach Hart is asking the official. Official says he bobbled it.
Yeah. Because he had a beautiful angle, the
Oh,
head coach.
he was looking right
about,
at it.
He was about 10 yards away. And he saw that the feet were in bounds,
Yeah.
but then he was bobbling, and he went out of bounds. So that's a little flag. Thank you very much. Penalty. Bring it back.
Kosich throws it out here to Busanic. And he stays on his feet. Gets away. Has a first down and more as he crosses the 45-yard line. Westwood's been breaking tackles when they should have been dropped for like a 5-6 yarder, but they break a tackle and they run for another 10 yards.
Redden stopped him, number 5, but you're right. The nice touch on the passing.
We're at the 3-minute mark at the half. Kosich calling signals, getting the signal from Westwood coaches, Bobby Guy. Right up the middle and stopped after a pickup of 2.
Number 63, Anthony Monaco. Monaco. Let's call him Monaco.
All right.
I'll give him a little slide. How big is that young man? Monaco. 5'11", 260.
Not bad.
Very nice size.
Oh,
A lot of muscle and did a great job on that tackle.
there's a throw to Lawton from Pisanic, and he gets across the 30-yard line.
And a first down.
So you see Coach Hart is interchanging both Pisanic and Kosich in and out, and they both doing a nice job. See, they say you can't do that. You can. You get the right,
sure.
right personnel, you can do it.
And one is able to rest.
Now
If
here's
not,
Kosich. Let's see.
Let's see what he does in this
Yeah,
play.
you have both of the. There's a penalty.
Ah.
When you have Kosich and Pisanic next to each other, you know what, John? Sometimes who's getting the ball? Yeah. You could snap at either one of them, right?
You don't care.
Let
You're
the,
the center.
let the defense worry about
But
it,
I'll
right?
tell you who will care. The head coach. He'll be upset.
Hey, they're calling it against Passaic Valley, offside. Right? Wait, a spot
First and 5 then.
Yeah, it looks like it. They didn't spot the ball. They didn't spot. There we go. Lawton, again, that jet. They call that a jet sweep or an inside slant. Enough for a first down.
He's got great speed, nice movement.
He gets one block, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you don't want to go in the middle, but there's lanes in the middle that if you hit it, you go right to the end zone.
He's got outstanding speed.
And we try it the rough. Rough will lose one, lose
can do
another
the
one.
dance that
And
he's
that's
going.
it. Touchdown. They had him tackled. They had him tackled for no gain. He was able to elude the would-be tacklers and run for a touchdown.
He breaks a host of tackles and goes in for the touchdown. Cardinals!
And that was Kosich on the pass.
Yes.
28 yards.
The senior, John Ruff, should have been dropped for no gain, but he was able to elude another great athletic moves. He was able to elude 3 would-be tacklers and run it in for a touchdown.
I thought it was 28 though, right?
Yeah,
My distance.
we have I think we have an equipment problem. They're taking Radaman off the field. If there's an equipment problem, the mouthpiece come out, you come off the field.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it is. I don't see.
Somebody else. Yeah, they replace him.
He's
Very
not
easy.
injured. He's not hurt.
No penalties.
No penalty.
Son, you leave. Bring somebody else in.
So with 1 minute, 18 seconds to go, Dugan's going to try to put Westwood up by 21 points. And he does. So with 1 minute, 18 seconds to go with the half, 21-0 Westwood, which started slowly over Passaic Valley here on the campus of Westwood High School. Watch this, John. Watch the way he eludes a couple of them. Right on the line of scrimmage.
There's your pass coming over to number 2. Now,
Here's
what's number 2? He sort of
this is
dances
Lawton.
inside. And watch this. Now he's going to make whoop. And now in between the two blockers, now he's going to switch over to the right. Now he's got to get rid of one of the tacklers.
And that was
And-
the play before the touchdown.
Yeah, but
it
that
gives
was a
you-
pretty nice play. It was a
it
good
gi-
play.
But
He had I can teach him how to do the slop, this young man.
It gives you an idea of how the Westwood runners are running and eluding the tacklers of Passaic Valley.
I was waiting for the couple of dance and a touchdown.
Maybe. We'll show you the touchdown.
Yeah. So it's 21.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
You and I are looking at each other and saying, well, this
Wait,
little
that's not the
dance
touchdown. Line drive kick.
Ooh.
Right through one guy's legs. And picked up by Redden, I believe.
Oh, this could go a long way right here.
Redden's
Look at this. Look at
he's
this.
going down the
Look at the
sideline.
speed. Oh,
And
yeah.
out of bounds. Oh, yeah, he put some burners on. Now, that's a nice pickup by that young man.
That's
All right.
Nehemiah. Here's the touchdown play.
Now,
here.
look, he gets it on the 17-yard line. Boom, one.
Well, no, that was 17.
One
Now
miss.
watch that. Now that's number
Another
one.
miss. Mrs. Oman.
Now what? That's a great dance move right there.
Gets
Into
away
the
him.
inside. Now he looks. He says, "Will you get up here and block for me, number 3?"
There's not that many near him anymore.
And now he's got a number 3 and number 1. Number 3 waves, and number 1 crosses the end zone. No, not the slap. There was no. They're not ready to do the slap. Look at that. But there's part of the slap right there. The little dance step. Woo! So,
Cribbs to his right. Stays on his feet. Knocked out of bounds near the marker. Let's see where they spot it.
so 1:02 to go in this half. We had no scoring in the first quarter.
No, it's all done here. Westwood hit for 3 touchdowns. And they're giving him 3 yards. 2nd and 7 with 1:02 to go in the half. Now, Passaic Valley is going to get the ball back. They would love to put a score on the board now and then get the ball back in the second half. Cribbs back, looks, doesn't have anybody. Now he takes off. And
now you go out of
smartly
bounds to
runs
stop
out
the
of bounds.
Oh, he's still got 5:42 to go.
54 seconds to go.
Oh, I'm looking. Look at that clock. It's 54.2 seconds. Is that what I'm seeing
Yeah,
up there?
yeah,
All
52.
right, they got very high tech.
The only problem is I don't see the decimal point.
I
I think the bulb was burnt. There you go.
Somebody was using a BB gun. Was it a BB gun?
Even our camera's not focused.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's horrible. Cribbs back. He's being rushed. Eludes one. Fires downfield. And Dugan was there defending. No good. It was intended for, was it Ramadan? Number 1?
Yes, number 1.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Pass was a little bit overthrown.
So now here you got to try to get a first down. I mean,
Yeah, you got enough time. 46.8
46
seconds. And you're looking, what, 2nd and about 4 yards?
Woodall to the right. Along with the fail. Cribbs looks. He throws. No good. He was knocked down. Westwood came flying in with a number of would-be tacklers down there. Pusanic was there, number 11. And Cribbs just couldn't get it off.
4th down.
Usher was there.
Oh, that was a 4th down,
That
Larry.
was a 4th down.
We were calling it 2nd down. Couldn't see the scoreboard.
So now Westwood has 42 seconds to play. Let's see what they can do here with 42. Be nice to get down, try to kick a field goal. I mean, get some points. Get as many points you can because these points disappear very quickly.
That's for sure.
Oh, Westwood's going into their box. They'll go in with a 21-0 lead. Discretion's a better part of Valley. You're winning 21-0.
Yeah. To me, that's the
A
smart
fumble,
move.
an interception, run back. That should just about do it, and it will. So now the scoreboard is clear focus. So Westwood takes a 21-0 lead at the half over Passaic Valley. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer access group from the Township of Washington. Please stay tuned for the halftime show, cheerleaders and band.
Let's a round of applause to the Westwood band and color guard. Great job. Now please help me welcome the Westwood cheerleaders. Let's give a round of applause to the Westwood cheerleaders. Great job, girls. And please help me welcome the Passaic Valley cheer team.
3 touchdowns in the second quarter, John.
Absolutely, Larry. And it started with Carthage, a 14-yard pass to Dugan, extra point by Dugan.
Give it to him.
They come back later in the quarter, and this was all in the second quarter. You had a 20-yard pass again from Carthage to Lawton. Dugan extra point, 14-0. Then Lawton interception in the second quarter once again. A 28-yard pass rough from Carthage, extra point Dugan, and the score now is 21-0 going into the third quarter.
Yeah, Carthage and Dugan hooked up with some nice touchdown passes. Is the difference. Westwood eluding tackles from Passaic Valley. Another reason why. Passaic Valley just got to make sure when Westwood catches a ball or they're running to tackle, sure tackle, drop them for a 2, 3, 4-yard gain. Don't turn it into a 15, 16, or as in Ruff's case, almost a 20-yard touchdown run. We got some scores here from Ralph DeLuca. They're not all these scores, but from Ralph DeLuca. St. Peter's Prep 7, DePaul nothing. They started the third quarter. Riverdale, who Westwood played last week, is leading Demers 27-13. Passaic Valley over Bergenfield 27-14. Let's see the teams Westwood have to play. Paramus 28, Marwa 7. Westwood plays Marwa next week. Glenrock over Pompton Lakes. Ramapo 35, Lakeland nothing. Westwood has to visit Lakeland in a couple of weeks. Ridgewood no score with the Wayne Hills, Old Tappan, and Hackensack. It's 3-0 Old Tappan in the third quarter as we start the second half here at Westwood High School. And this is Redden around the right side. He's got some room and a nice run back to start the second half for the Hornets of Passaic Valley. And the Yankees are winning 7-0 in the third.
Against Boston.
All right. But you know what? They've had 7-0 leads, and they lost. What I tell you, John, about the Giants? You don't win until you take a shower, get on the bus, and go home.
Larry, you're right.
It's not over.
Larry, I didn't take a shower for 2 days after that. I was so mad.
It ain't over till it's over, and even then it's not over.
Well, here we go with the game.
Cribs, maybe a yard.
So a lot of opportunity in the second quarter for the Washington Township.
Hey, we got a spotter up here. Too bad I can't hear her. Jack Mack is with the. Got to get her a headset.
Oh, listen to this. Ida joined us.
Ida's our spotter. She's usually. You got to talk real light, Ida, because the headsets are on.
All right.
Woodall is to the left. Cribs calling signals. He hands off McInerney. McInerney is stopped and dropped for a loss.
Number 50 on the stop for.
That Singer?
That Singer,
Oh,
yes.
okay, yeah.
I think he was singing a little bit at halftime. That's why I had to go to the sheet. Justin Singer on that.
So third down and 13 yards to go for the Hornets. Westwood's played a very good defensive game. They had a good scheme here, John.
Absolutely. The quarterback is waiting at the right time. A lot of soft touch passes and execution.
For the most part, Passaic Valley hasn't gotten into Westwood, deep into Westwood territory. They crossed the 50 a couple of times. That's about it. Here's 3rd and 12. Looks like a blitz. Dugan's coming. He's knocked off. Cribs throws downfield. He has his man.
Play.
What a catch out there. Is that Ramadan?
That's number 3.
Number 3. Nice call,
That's
Ida.
Calvin Woodall.
Woodall.
But the job was the quarterback holding the ball to the last minute and making that completion. And that was one of the key plays of the game for Passaic Valley Hornets on that.
And he made a nice catch in the first quarter. Woodall did a similar catch here. Got good hands, kept his feet in bounds. Did a nice job.
Nice touch pass that time.
Reddit is in this slot. Cribs is calling signals. Can't do anything about that when a guy catches a pass like that. McNerney stays on his feet and falls just shy of 40-yard line. They say they're backing him up a little bit and put him on the 43-yard line.
And Carthage on the stop, number 6.
No gain.
So, you get your quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks got to play both ways here, and they got to make some tackles.
Hey, John, I picked up the sheet from the 2019 Bergen County Jamboree.
I think we're ready.
I got dribble to the right, dribble to the left.
I'm ready for that.
Oh, Woodle to the right. Keep your eye on him. And there's a whistle. Timeout on Westwood. So Westwood has to call a timeout with 9:12 to go in the third quarter. They lead 21-0 over Passaic Valley. All right, trips to the left as we break the timeout. So Westwood used one of their 3 timeouts. Cribbs wanted to throw, wasn't there, stays on his feet and falls across the 35-yard line. Short of a first down. They're in 2-down territory here.
Looks like number 26, Luke Biello, the freshman on the tackle.
Okay. So it's going to bring it 3rd down and 2 yards to go for a first down.
Hornets ball 3rd and 2 from the Westwood 34-yard line.
The ball is on the 34-yard line, if Mr. Pinto, the announcer's right. Get him in trouble now.
Usually you and I get in trouble.
Oh, there's a fumble, a mix-up.
Recovered by the quarterback.
Yeah, Cribbs got it, but that's going to bring a loss of about 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and boy, that's tough. 3rd and 2, you're moving nicely, and now the ball gets muffed coming back.
Well, you got to come back and get a first down.
Yeah, you got to. Your Passaic Valley, you got to rub that off.
Got to get that mojo moving and get that thing going to the end zone.
So 4th down and 5 for the Hornets. Got to keep your eye on Woodle, number 3 out there. Ruff is watching him.
You got trips to the left. There's an opening right there, right in the seam.
And tackle from behind on a blitz is Carazana.
Carazana on his stop.
Huge sack on 4th down. Turnover on downs. Cardinal ball.
He came off the edge like a bullet. Nice defensive call by Westwood.
But Larry, if you looked at the play that time for Passaic Valley, the second receiver in the middle was wide open. Had any kind of time, would have been 6 points on the board.
Well, yeah, they blitzed. So when you blitz, you better get there. If not, you're going to pay a dear price. But Carazana got there. And Coach Hart had a smile on his face when he came off the field. There's Ruff. Now, here they got him for a loss. He wasn't getting away from these defenders. It
was number 1, Abukar and Ramadan on the tackle. Number 1.
So a loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Both teams are trying to throw the ball short and hoping to pick up a block and spring it. They're not, for the most part, they've made a couple of shots downfield, but everything has been really short.
Yep. A lot of pressure on both defenses.
Pistonage throws downfield. He has Lawton.
What hands.
What a great catch by Lawton, but it's going to be a short of a first down.
And Abukar Ramadan made the stop.
So now that's 3rd down and 2 yards to go for first for the Cardinals.
Quarterback sneak. No.
Parsage. Ball was snapped high. And
first down.
That's going to be close.
Ooh, let's see the spot. By inches if he makes it. How's that? By inches. No.
Butcher had the tackle. Parsage just fell forward. And first down by inches.
By inches.
It's right in front of us so we could see it quite
Best
clearly.
seat in the house, you and I. Look at that football. I like to run up, grab the football, and take off.
And where would you go?
Home. I go home.
Put the ball on the table.
I would not.
Have a cup of.
I wouldn't do that.
Have a cup of coffee and try to stay awake.
And then bring it back. Look at that move right
nice
there.
Nice move there by Pistonage.
Stop by number 1, Abukar Ramadan.
Yeah. So Pistonage, the running back, quarterback. He's on both today. Both him and Carthage.
What they're doing, Larry, changing of speed and watching your blocking. Follow your blocking for the yards. So you're on a, 34-yard line. What a beautiful night.
Oh,
Can we just have this all year round, this kind of weather?
yeah, I wish we could bottle it.
I would love it.
Carthage going to go around the right side. He's got a little blocking up there. Cuts inside, gets away from one, not from the second, but he's got about 5 yards.
Tackled by 5, Passaic Valley. 56. I mean, I could name
What do you call that? A host of
Matt
tacklers.
Buscaino. Yeah, but
There we go. There's your time, quarter, score, down. Westwood has 2 timeouts. Tells you everything. Got to stay on your feet around here with these quarterbacks. And we have a penalty come in. This is Lawton.
that's a
And they're going to call a penalty. We got 2 penalties. They're going to probably offside each other.
penalties. Listen to me.
You're
I
gonna-
better have another cup of coffee.
Yeah, have some more coffee,
Penalties.
John. Have more coffee, John.
It was a slip of the tongue with the coffee on your tongue.
John's going to put the camera on his back and run back to the studio. So let's see what we have here.
What's that?
Multiple penalties on the field. We got a hold against Westwood. We got personal foul against Passaic Valley.
We're back at it.
And
Oh,
holding Westwood, personal foul Passaic Valley, and now they're going to,
Offsetting.
let's see. So, you know, John, I've seen this, and I don't know if they changed the rule. They'll mark off 10 yards for Westwood, then mark off 15 yards against Passaic Valley.
giving
And-
somebody
yeah, now watch
5
this.
yard.
Yeah, watch this. They back him up. Here you go. So they move Westwood back for holding 10 yards,
All right.
and now they go the other way. And now they go.
He's
and now
taking
it's
longest
15.
throw.
Now it's 15
Holy
yards the
mackerel.
other way, and a first down. I've seen this. I've seen this a couple of times.
Usually offsetting penalties, no
Yeah,
call.
but not in high school. This,
Not
if
in high
this was
school.
the pros, we
All right.
do over. But in high school, you literally mark it off and then go the other way. You know.
All right. I haven't seen that in a long
I
time.
like it.
I like it, yeah.
You
Get
ex-
everybody involved.
well, it explains everything.
You should. Because you're building fans for the professionals.
Carthage keeps it, slips
What a move.
outside. He's got some room
Needs a block.
outside. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Does he go in?
That's
He went out of bounds. I think he went out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
All right.
What a run! You know, John, he's a great quarterback, but he could be a runner. Ooh.
about 20 yards.
And he's an outstanding defensive back.
What he does, he changes speeds, and he makes sure the blockers block for him. You got to watch where the people are. You don't run like a maniac.
So you got to watch now. Pisanich comes in as the running back, I think.
Well, the 3 and 6 are bore in there. They both can quarterback.
Carthage calling the signal.
And if you take 44, you got 3 quarterbacks in there at the same time. So they can play catch out there.
With only one football, though.
I know that. Well, we give him another football.
This is Pisanich just plows his way in. Just put his head down. It would not be denied, and plows his way in for the score. And Westwood goes up 27-0. Boy, I tell you, this game started, I thought it might have been like a 17-14 game. Westwood has really taken this game over. Their athleticism has really showed. And like I said, John, in the first game, there's too much athleticism on this team. It's going to show. They just got to put it together. They're young. And they won't
Both
be
teams are young.
and they won't. Yeah, the same thing with Passaic Valley. They're young too. Dugan, a junior, whacks it through. So with 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go, Westwood takes a 28-0 lead over Passaic Valley here on the campus of Westwood High School in Washington Township, New Jersey, Bergen County. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer cable access group from the Township of Washington. One more time, folks. Do you know that all of WCTV programs in our digital bulletin board and are simulcast on free local BTV app? Watch for free anywhere in the New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut metropolitan area on your smartphone and laptop, or you can stream it to your television. Sign up for free streaming on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple, Android, and many local TV stations. To view WCTV, select Community at the bottom of the page. Programs can be re-recorded. Go to the Apple Store or local btv.com. You can also download the link directly from our website, which is www.wctv.us. Dugan whacks it, coming down to Redden. Got speed. He's shown it. Gets away, tries to get away, and then is hog-tied. They will spot the ball around the 26-yard line where the Hornets of Passaic Valley will take over. First and 10.
And the Cardinals rally for the tackle.
Well, 4:08 to go in the third. Game's moving along nicely. Thank you very much. Some of these games take a long time. This one's got a nice flavor to it. It's moving nicely.
A lot of great runs, a lot of waiting for your blocking. What I like about this game, especially on the Cardinal side, watching you blocking and being able to wait and run with the ball.
Cribbs hands off to McNerney. Around the right side, has some room, and picks up about 10, 11 yards. Should be enough for a first down.
Excellent run that time. Again, waiting for his blocking. So that's number 4, a senior running back, Dylan McInerney.
It's going to be brought back, holding the Hornets.
It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow.
It'd be a good day to take your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend for dinner someplace.
Some final scores. Passaic Valley over Bergenfield, 27-14. Glenrock over Pompton Lakes. Paramus beat Marwar 28-14. Westwood will go up to Marwar next week. Riverdale in the fourth quarter leads Denver's 27-13. Boy, that Nymphias just keeps moving along. St. Peter's 7-0. I had this at 30-30 game going into the fourth quarter. 7-0 St. Peter's over DePaul. Grammar Poe all over Lakeland, 42-14. Ridgewood 7. Wayne Hill 7. That's a great story with our friend Chuck Johnson coming back from a major surgery on the hip, I think it was.
Outstanding.
He got a staph infection, nearly died. Took a year off. He's coming back, and he's coaching again. Good for him. Good for him. McInerney has some
nice
room,
hole.
and he gets to the 35-yard line.
About 8-yard gain. Again, waiting for his blocking. Nice run.
See, Westwood keeps changing their players. They have a lot of players. They have guys coming in and out. They substitute liberally. Keeps everybody in the game.
It's important. You know, you work all week long. You want to get the opportunity to play on Friday night or Saturday, depending when your game is at.
Most games now is
Friday
Saturday.
night.
Boy, has it changed. We started, everything was Saturday afternoon.
Oh, my God. Remember that?
Another bad snap. Cripps picks it up. And luckily, he may have got back. I don't know. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage? I'm not sure.
No. He's about 5-6 yards back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the marker went down, and he went with it.
Yeah, it's almost where they started before they ran any plays.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7.
Lost about 6 yards.
So 3 minutes and
10 seconds,
10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I'm admiring at the weather. I love it. This temperature is fantastic.
It's good sleeping weather, too. Open up the windows. And
Do you have a Fitbit? Do you walk?
yeah.
Do you do 10,000 steps a day?
Yeah, I have the baby. When I have to walk the baby, I do 20,000 steps.
Well, that's good.
And then I stagger home and go to bed.
That's about almost 9 miles, 10
Yeah.
miles.
Cribbs gets up the middle. He's going to be short. Going to pick up a fourth then about. I was wondering when I was teaching in the city, I had to do 40,000 steps a day. From the minute I woke up till I went to bed, easily 40, maybe 50.
Well, you
I'm-
keep nice and trim, right?
Oh, I was slim. No more now. But I had
That's old age.
from 5:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, 40, 50,000 steps I had to do.
Walking is the best.
6 hours of just walking all over that building.
Oh, you're right.
Nice kick.
Excellent punt.
Fair catch
Ooh.
by Lawton. And he will have
Yeah.
Westwood get the ball on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:26 to go.
Third quarter.
In the third quarter, they're going to mark it on the 36.
1st and 10 at the Cardinals, 36.
Yeah. What a nice crowd here today.
Excellent crowd.
Come over to watch football, get out of the house. Last year, John, we were doing some of these games when we couldn't do them.
We couldn't see.
Nobody in the stadium, just maybe the parents. Lawton, and he's dropped across the 35. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
A junior. They keep saying that, a junior.
Oh, I think they've had 7 seniors. Everything's a junior. And wait till their freshman team comes up. They got a nice freshman team.
Cardinals 2nd and 10.
According to our crack weatherman at WCTV, it's 61 degrees. Cartridge somehow gets away. How did he do it?
12 yards
And the first time.
and a first down.
Parsons with a keeper around
He
the right
took
side.
a large step. You know, you're going baby step, baby, and all of a sudden you stride and get a first down. Number 6, Carthage. A sophomore.
Got a bunch of scores from the great Brian Carr, a WCTV contributor. It would take me 2 quarters to read all these scores.
Oh,
Pistonich, he got away.
I have no idea how, but
But no, Ramadan got him. I mean, he got away from one. Look at Houdini. How he got away? I don't know.
but Abu Kar Ramadan finally brought him down with a loss. It was like a spinning top that time. Lost of 7 yards.
Hey, John, how about Ramsey? Where they are? Ramsey 14-7 over New Milford. West
That's
Milford.
all. Hey,
West Milford.
Oh, West Milford.
Park
West
Ridge
Milford.
and Hasbrook Heights are tied at 7-7. Here we go again. Ruff. Whoops a daisy. He's up to the 50-yard line.
Gain him
Enough for a
about 6
first down.
yards.
Yeah, boy, they had him behind. They had him around the his shoulder pad.
I don't think that's a problem, though, right? I mean, if you,
Minor pass.
I don't think is that a penalty? If you
It
grab
looked like it.
Taken down at the 50.
Well,
I mean,
Coach Hart thought it was a penalty that he
Okay.
grabbed his helmet.
Cardinals 3rd and 8 at midfield.
Yeah, he's.
Coach Hart is explaining to the official he grabbed him by his face mask.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different story.
That's what he's explaining.
Okay.
The official's not accepting the explanation. Cartridge fires downfield. And
What a
Lawton
catch.
makes a spectacular catch on the 20-yard
On the
line.
20-yard line.
He threw the ball to an open area where only Lawton could catch it. Lawton ran as hard as he could, stretched out, and caught the ball. And he dove for it. What a catch.
What a throw.
And that should be the end of the third quarter. Wow. Carson
God.
just let it fly, but he threw to an area where the ball was going to be bouncing complete. And somehow Lawton was able to run over and catch it.
But Larry, we saw this young man when he was a freshman.
Oh, yeah,
And he had hands then, and his hands is getting better every day.
absolutely, John. Absolutely.
An outstanding, a young man who could go to the next level and play.
Yes,
I mean-
there'll be a school for him that's going to be knocking on the door.
Oh, what he can run.
So we've gotten 3 quarters in the book, and it's 28-0 Westwood over Passaic Valley. And John, let's go back to the opening. We thought these two teams were very close, but Westwood tonight, and it's tonight, maybe tomorrow will be different. Their athleticism between Carthage and Lawton and Ruff and Dugan is just too much tonight. They just showed that athleticism way above
Quickness.
that anything that Passaic Valley could do.
Super quickness on plays. You're right, and it's almost like they're playing at a different speed.
And
those young men.
the escapability, if you will, of the Westwood runners to get away from the would-be tacklers, it just
And
constantly since the first quarter.
And the throws by the quarterbacks would be right on the money on the run, which is great. But this Passaic Valley team, you will be hearing from them. They have a lot of great players, and they have an excellent program.
They do. I think they just caught. I thought this was going to be like I said, I saw this game coming down 21-17, 21-14, 24-21. I never thought it'd be 28-0 either team. But
Correct.
this is why they play. You know, you have some of these athletes, they get up on the right side of the bed. They can do it. Look at this
at that
catch,
one-hand
one-handed
catch.
by Lawton. And he stays on his feet as he crosses the 20-yard line.
Can you believe that catch?
One-handed.
One-handed, left hand, catches the ball. Remember when he was a freshman, Larry? We said this young man, and he was playing with the varsity then.
Played as a freshman, and also Dugan played as a freshman. He came up and
Absolutely.
played.
But what hands? Caught one hand.
You saw their athleticism very
Oh.
young. There goes Lawton again, and we got a penalty. As Lawton fights his way in for a touchdown. But that's going to come back.
Coming back.
That's coming back.
Flag was thrown early. There's your hole.
Oh, it's against Passaic Valley. Roughing the quarterback, I beg your pardon. I thought they were going
wrong.
to call a hold.
I'm wrong, so
But wait a minute, there's a penalty on this side of the field. Let's see what we got here now. They got. Oh no, they're picking that one up.
so we have a touchdown too.
So the touchdown counts. And you and I were thinking that at that point there, that's always a hold. And they're saying that it's roughing the quarterback.
And the touchdown was who? Who made the catch?
Lawton.
Lawton.
I believe so.
So Lawton had a 20.
So Dugan will attempt to kick.
I'm not sure about what 15-yard pass.
Yep. So the PAT is no good. 34-0. Westwood leads with 11:15 to go. You are watching WCTV, the all-volunteer cable access group from the Township of Washington. All right, folks, when you get to this score, 34, 33-0 and a half, you go to a running time. The clock constantly runs. So the clock will only stop for timeouts, penalties, or injury. It used to be 35, but no, it doesn't work that way.
Oh my God! With that Dugan,
Yeah, that was Dugan. He got it all.
that had to be about 65 yards.
Well, yeah,
He kicked it from the 40.
Yeah.
And it went 5 yards into the end zone.
yes.
That's my math. 65 yards.
Hornets ball from their own 20. First attack.
So the clock is running, and just under 11 minutes. Krebs calling signals. McInerney around the left side. breaks one tackle and gets out of bounds. I believe he might have enough for a first down.
First down, Hornets.
So the clock is running. When you get knocked out of bounds, it just keeps running when you have this differential in score. And I think you have to get it below 25 now. They made it, the rules changed. So now Krebs calling signals. Right. And he has up the middle for a couple. Going to bring up a second down and 3-4 yards to go. Gave him a little more than that. Picked up 4, 2nd and 6. Under 10 minutes to go. I'll keep an eye on the clock. It goes fast, folks. This quarter's going to be over quick.
What a show of offense tonight
Oh, yeah.
by Westwood. Carthage, the quarterback, catches by Lawton.
Yeah. Ramadan comes out to the right. Cribbs throws out here to Redden, and he drops the ball.
Yeah.
I think he picked
Yeah,
it up.
was a drop pass. It was ahead of him, so it's just an incomplete pass.
You could just see Passaic Valley just couldn't put it together tonight. They just out of sync. And got to hand Westwood's defense. They played very, very hard. I don't think Passaic Valley got inside the 35-yard line. Westwood's 35. They were maybe once they got deep, but then Westwood backed them up.
And remember, the first quarter there was no score.
Right.
Both teams played great defense.
And Westwood, yeah.
Then Westwood started. And
Westwood scored 34 points in 2 quarters, basically.
in the second quarter, they had 14 points in the second quarter.
Woodall with the catch on the outside.
And 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Tackled by Wolf.
Woodall from Briggs, first down, Hornets.
Under 9 minutes to go.
Ball at the Hornets 42.
So 1st and 10 now for the Hornets. Woodall comes out to the right. Butcher with him. Cribbs calling signals. Cribbs hits the line. Mayo lost 2-3 yards. Boy, the middle of that line just collapsed.
That was
number 52 was in on it.
And Damian Cribbs, the sophomore, took a hit.
Yeah, you heard that up here.
2nd and 12 from their own 40.
Timeout. That will stop the clock at 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Westwood leads 34-0 over Passaic Valley. I think we have a new quarterback, it's McNerney. Yeah, new quarterback number 2.
Yeah, and now
Dwayne Mielo, the senior. So Coach Whale gets some of his gets other players in, not younger players.
so that's number 2, Miola.
Yeah, Miolo's the quarterback. That's why he called timeout.
You want to give the opportunity for the players to play.
So 3rd down and 10. Pitch out here. Oh, what a hold. Nice run there.
By number 4, I think.
McNerney, the hard running running back.
Tackled by John
McNerney.
McNerney with a nice run, senior. We have a flag on the play. Holding against Passaic Valley. That was a nice run. Too bad it had to be called back.
You know, in this game, by the way, Lawton had an interception. Unbelievable. He had an interception in one play. And then, of course, he had catches.
After that, or 3rd and 20.
I had this mosquito. Remember the last time with them? This one wants me.
This mosquito waited 2 weeks to come back and bite you? A mosquito only lasts a couple of hours, right?
We'll get him. We'll get him.
You
Yeah,
must,
but he
you
wants
must,
to get his
you
2
must,
hours.
you must have given this mosquito something to live for.
You know what it is. I have sweetness in my
Oh,
blood.
yeah, you do. Yeah. Sweet blood.
Yeah, that's about all I got is sweet blood. All right. You know, we had a nothing in the first quarter. And then everything happened from that point forward.
Colin Sigmiello. He rolls to his left. And
Look at the
throws
one
downfield.
receiver wide
Has a man,
open.
Woodall. And Woodall stays on his feet as Dugan runs him out of bounds.
To about the 22-yard line. What a
Nice
throw.
Hey, I'll tell you, this kid Woodall's made a couple of catches today. Really impressive. Outstanding player.
But did you see that arm go up? He's waving up there. He ran. What a run on that play.
Calvin Woodall, he's a senior. He's 5'10", 160 pounds. He's made 3 catches prior to this one. Just outstanding catches.
That one,
Hands,
he
went
was
up with the hands, catch the ball, stayed in bounds.
He was 20 yards away from anybody.
Yeah.
What a throw.
Good throw. Pitch out to McNerney. Eludes one, and a flare comes flying in. And I'm not going to say what this is because I blew the last one.
Let's wait for the guy with the white hat. Will tell us. He's done a great job, this head referee.
And let's see what he has to say. Holding. That's going to back him up 10.
See, right now, as a fan, I would like to see Passaic Valley go in and score. As a fan of football, what do you think, Larry?
You always root for kids on both sides.
First and 20 from the Cardinal 36.
And you know, this is a team that's going to be reckoned with. They're a good team, Passaic Valley. They're a very good team.
St. Peter's Peppers leading.
Oh, is that what you're
DePaul,
laughing about, St.
10-0
Peter's?
as Ralph DeLuca sends us the information. McNerney
Look at that move.
gets to about the 30-yard line and then push back. So Ralph has been sending us scores. Want to thank him. We get to the 4-minute mark. We'll start thanking everyone, John, because this is a running clock.
Absolutely.
We're going to try to get on the field, try to wiggle our way down there and try to get head coach Dennis Hart. Interview him.
I love the 2 quarterback for Westwood. He was alternating in and out at quarterback.
He may have found something tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And Lawton has shown me that he's got to be one of the better receivers in the whole county.
McNerney slips around one would-be tackler and is dropped. So it gives us a chance now to thank the Passaic Valley football team, Max Waddle. Thank you so very much for giving us the information, the starting lineups, a little insight into your team, and for the nice conversation we had with you on the sideline. I know you're disappointed as there's a holding penalty against Passaic Valley. I know you must be very disappointed with this loss, but sometimes, Sean, you play a better team and you just have to tip your hat to them.
On a given night, one team had it. But you know, Larry, it's a team that's got a good nucleus. They have a great program.
Good coaching staff.
Great
good kids.
coaching staff.
Good kids.
And they'll be reckoned with.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on them as they move into October and see where they wind up. Want to thank Westwood, of course, Danny Vivino, the athletic director here, for over the years, not only this week, over the years for helping us. Dennis Hart and his wonderful staff of Westwood. I think there's going to be a motion penalty against Passaic Valley. Yeah, motion. Want to thank them for helping us get this game on. Thank you very much. And we'd like to thank Rich Pinto, who did a wonderful job tonight. Did a great job, and he totally ignored us, which is hard to do.
He wasn't even laughing at some of our mistakes.
He was concentrating so hard on making sure he gets all the names right. And
we did a great job.
Did a good job. Oh, yeah. Introduction of all the
great
seniors.
Great voice.
Oh, yeah. He did a great job tonight.
Outstanding voice.
I think-
Didn't make any mistakes.
Second and 38.
Well, that's up for debate.
All right, we'll leave that out in left field.
Nah, he did a very good job.
So what do you think? Who's going to be the quarterback? Are they going to have both quarterbacks playing? We'll have to ask that question. Both quarterbacks.
If this works,
Oh my goodness! How do you got two different players?
John, if you're a coach like Dennis Hard and you have these two quarterbacks, you don't answer that question. Say, I don't know. We'll see who shows up on Friday
Oh,
night.
absolutely.
Let the other team figure out how you're going to run this.
And you know what you have here? If one falters, the other one picks up the pieces, and which is great. That makes both quarterbacks work harder.
And John, we also have to mention the defense Westwood's shown tonight. They played very well defensively. Yeah, Redden gets away to about the 30-yard line as Passaic Valley's just trying to get in there. Clock is running. The clock's against them because they only way they could stop it is by calling a timeout.
It's 4th and 18 for the Hornets.
So it's 4th and 18.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen, next Friday night, October 1st, the Cardinals
this is going to be tough to make 18 yards here. So Westwood goes on to play Marwar next week up at Marwar. Westwood fans go up there, cheer Westwood on. 1 minute to go. And a game that really turned in the second quarter to Westwood's favor. As they're leading now 34-0.
We had no score in the first quarter.
And he throws the ball right through Ramadan's hands, a little high. Westwood will go out. They'll probably just take a knee. Don't even take a knee. The clock is running, and this is it. So the final score will be 34-0. Westwood wins over Passaic Valley. I want to thank everyone. We're going to try to get down and get an interview with Coach Dennis Hard, and we'll close our show from down on the field. So Dennis got to be very happy the way the team performed today. And that's it.
That's the end of the game.
As Pitchinich takes the final snap, and Westwood wins this game 34-0. Look at that. We'll see you on the field in a few minutes. Well, we're here on the 50-yard line with an emotional Dennis Hard. Dennis, that was a wonderful game. John and I, at the beginning of the game, we said the teams were so close. We expected a very close game, 21-14, 17-14. You had the same way?
Absolutely. I think it was going to come down to the last 4 minutes. I mean, they hung in tough with Ramsey. They played them real tough. And we were expecting a battle, and we just came out like, a house on fire,
We were lucky because where we're sitting up there, we're able to see the passes that Carthage delivered to Lawton. They were picture-perfect, pin right on the button. They played a tremendous game, those two. Others did well, but there was some great throws by Carthage and Lawton running some wonderful patterns.
Well, yeah, like my offensive coordinator, Bobby Guy, did a great job. Him and Eddie Surrey, they mixed it up well. You saw Silvio at quarterback. He had some nice throws, completed a couple balls. And he ran the ball tough. I mean, he ran the ball hard. He's been out 2 weeks with COVID, come back and play like this. I'm just so proud of him. And my hat's off to Johnny Ziza, who came back with us this week.
Yeah, I saw that, Johnny Ziza.
Yeah.
But Coach, everything starts with that front four.
Yeah.
Your guys gave so much protection to your two quarterbacks. The line was tremendous. Your defense was fantastic.
Yeah, the two defensive men, Justin Singer and Jack Mactus, they were outstanding. you know, and once we pumped a couple in, and we told them at halftime we didn't want to regress. You know, in the Richfield Park game, it was the same deal. It was what, 21-0, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 they're right back in it, and we kept reminding them about that, and then we weren't going to let them back in. So.
The last thing is now you had both Piccinich and Carthage at quarterback. John and I were saying you're going to drive defensive coordinators crazy because you don't know who's playing,
Right.
what are you going to do. I mean, how do you approach this? How do you feel about this?
They're two great athletes, and then it's great to have a two-headed sword like that, and they just give us so many different weapons coming at us. You know, I mean, Robbie's so elusive, the plays he's making. I mean, how about that catch by Johnny Ruff over here? That was like a magician. He jumped out of it. Even the referees, they were ready to blow the whistle. We make some big-time plays tonight.
Yeah, but the moves, both of those quarterbacks, the moves, and they get so much time to throw.
Yeah.
My God, I tell you, everybody's going to be afraid to play Westwood.
Yeah, well, hey, we play like we did tonight. I feel we can beat anybody. I mean, this was just a great team effort. Just not just one guy. And my defensive coordinator, Mia Sadat, did a great job too. For us to pitch a shutout, we had all kinds of blitzes and pressure on the quarterback. What more can I say? It was just a great team effort.
I said in the first game, the team you see tonight against Ramsey is not the team you're going to see against Lincoln.
Right.
I'm standing by that. And tonight, I think we've seen a little bit what this team can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
No, you're
even
exactly right.
But even at Ramsey, that game, I saw blitz. I saw your players playing, and you made adjustment. And today, you had all the wheels moving
Right.
in the right direction.
Great game. You're a little emotional.
Yeah, well,
What was that? What was all that about?
when I see Johnny Z's,
Oh, okay.
he really gets to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. John Ziza is a very
crying
special
is good
person.
for us.
Definitely.
Gotta cry.
Thanks, Dennis. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much. John Ziza, longtime coach in Bergen County, worked with Vito Campanelli here. He came, and he's a very inspirational person. Person for the Westwood Cardinals, and have him on the sideline really gave this team a little boost. John, they clicked. I don't know if you can automatically carries over because every game is different. But you saw what the athleticism of this team. We mentioned Carthage and we mentioned Lawton. There was Dugan. There was Ruff. The defensive line, the offensive line. There's going to come a point, I don't know when, where this is going to click, and this team is going to be a team to be reckoned with. No one's going to want to play.
Well, what I saw tonight, like you said, the offensive line was fantastic. The defensive line was fantastic. The receivers, the move, and the coaches making the right decision to switch those two quarterbacks to generate offense. Oh, fantastic game.
They did a great job. It was just perfectly played, perfectly coached. Westwood moves on now to play Marward next week, and then they go to Lakeland, and they'll come back. When we come back here again, they play, I think, West Milford. We'll know exactly where they stand. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We thank everybody, the gang at WCTV, for putting this show on. I hope I don't miss anybody. We have Nick Bessink, Lou Serbio upstairs, Ida, Ricky doing the directing. Want to thank everyone, John and Larry. Next week, hopefully, we'll be at Don Bosco, where St. Peter's, who's beating, I think they beating, 7-0. They beating the forward in a close game. Yep. So we hope to see you next week. If not, we'll see you back here with Westwood against West Milford. So the entire gang again, 34-0. Westwood, an impressive win over Passaic Valley. Good night, everybody.